All right, y'all, your girl G here is back. Wanted to come and talk to you super duper really quick. Lord Jesus, got my tongue rolling weird. Super duper really fast about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills gave us a pretty decent episode, you guys, and there's a lot to talk about. It's looking like we finna see people go to war. Okay, I think we've all seen this story before. And Miss Dorit, Miss Erica Jane at the very end of this episode kept it more than 100. Lord Jesus, I can't even talk right. This thing right here. Let me put this thing down. Yeah, Erica, she told the truth. She basically let you know, Dorit, you might want to get your ducks in a row, okay? So yeah, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, you guys. Let's go ahead and get into the episode. If you're new to my channel, hey, how you doing? Drop a like in the collection plate, okay? That's all you gotta do. Hit the like button. Does your girls wonders, and also it's free $99, okay? And everybody else, you already know what's up. Let me know that you stopped by. Let me know what you feel about the episode. How do you guys feel about Dorit and her, going after PK at the end of the episode? Not necessarily going after him, but basically she said, the gloves is off. All right, it's time to square up. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. We open up the episode with Erica. She's basically spent $40,000 to redo her house. It is a rental, so I don't know if this is gonna be a situation in which she gets paid out when she leaves, because there are some situations where if you have a good, realtor, they just might offer money for the upgrade that you put into, a living situation. They don't do it often, but I don't know, girl. Erica, if you want to do your stuff up to have a new environment, hey, it's your money. Clearly, you've earned some money, back since the divorce. So, spend it as you will, okay? Because, girl, you was put through the ringer through that divorce. So, if you got any type of money, I would say also maybe not use a stylist or a room decorator, that's going to charge you $40,000. Because, honestly, what you about to get, you could have redid for 10, okay? It's a lot on TikTok and YouTube University. It ain't nothing but a few DIY picks that can really help you, spruce up a place, but I digress. So Sutton calls over Garcelle. Sutton and Garcelle, y'all know, are the new freaking frack of Beverly Hills. And she basically lets her know, like, hey, do you mind coming with me to Augusta? All right. Looking like a pimp from Augusta. Okay. If you know what that's from, jump down in the comments. And so Garcelle's like, yeah, shoot, I'll go. And so she's like, but I also want to invite Kyle. She calls Kyle, and Kyle basically was like, yeah, I've never met Reba, and the fact that her name is Reba at that is just country. And so Kyle asked about the other ladies, coming. She was like, no, I kind of want to keep this, low-key personal, because me and my mother are kind of like in a weird spot, and I just want to kind of, make this trip a little more intimate. And so, yeah, they kind of agree with doing that. But of course, it was going to sprinkle onto the other girls that this trip was going to happen. And, not everybody was invited, okay? So after that, we see Kyle. She goes to the shooting range, you guys. Y'all know, although Kyle and Mauricio are divorced, finance, Mauricio, he's probably he's definitely top tier of the house husbands, okay? Mauricio, okay. Now we probably gonna find out he ain't okay. When Kyle and Mauricio decide to get his, get this divorce cracking, when that finally starts popping off, he gonna turn into ain't shit. I'm probably sure of it, but it still change the fact that he fine. Most fine niggas ain't shit anyway. So, nonetheless, Kyle is over there. Obviously, I know her house was broken into, and so with her now being by herself, he is showing support and being there for her, like how to operate a gun. Like, I grew up in the country. I'm from Texas, so you kind of learn how to just shoot guns and stuff young, just from being outside. You just shoot targets or whatever, or if you grow up hunting, But after they do the shooting, Kyle and Mauricio just kind of start talking, and she's asking him about, the condo, and she's like, how's it been? He's like, it's coming along. Basically, how far it's coming along. He's like, You know, I do be eating a lot of, canned food, basically. And that's usually what happens with these niggas, okay? They break up with a woman over the idea of, like, wanting to go around and philander with other women and stuff. But what they really want from the woman is the caretaking, the nurturing, coming home to a cooked meal, and making sure, or like at least knowing that you got a woman that's gonna wash your nasty skid mark drawers, okay? That's why these dudes be out here, convincing women they're in relationships with them, because that's where the benefits lie, okay? So now, Mauricio, although you got your new little condo and stuff, clearly none of the new women that you've been around on can't make no home cooked meal, all right? Or at least that's not what you want from them at the moment. Because Mauricio, we ain't be out here playing no games. We know Mauricio is out there getting down boots, all right? And Kyle knows it too, which is why she's even a little more depressed. She's talking about, obviously, this is one thing that we also see too often with couples who do get a divorce. It naturally tends to be when the kids start leaving, when it starts becoming empty nest season. Kids are, going to college and getting married and off they go. When it's just back to y'all two, you typically see a lot of divorce, because at that time, now you really don't know who this person is that you're talking to now, because who they are now is not who you were married to 10, 15, 20 years ago. And so the fact that this is happening, the divorce happening, and then also at the same time being an empty nester, yeah, Kyle's just kind of like, well, you get a new place, but like, I'm stuck. Basically, Kyle's like, I'm stuck where all the memories are. I'm stuck with where we built stuff. So she's constantly in a mode of being reminded about what life used to be like. Here's the thing. A part of me feels like Mauricio and Kyle are going to get back together. Because you can still see that there's still a lot of love there in the aspect, but also Mauricio does seem very at peace with what has gone on. Like, his emotions seem to be a lot more for the direction of, separation, at least at the moment. But I don't know, you guys. Y'all drop it in the comments. Do you think that Kyle and Mauricio would get back together down the line? Or are they going to just stay separated? So, speaking of separated, Dorit and Boz, y'all know this is the new duo, the new Ebony and Ivory. Man, I got this desk light, and it was brighter at the beginning of this video, but I guess I'm going to have to end up getting an actual ring light for when I want to record over here, because it'll start out bright and then it'll just like start dimming. So who was it talking about? Yeah, Dalmatian sisters, Dorit and Boz. So basically she tells Boz that, obviously after the situation where Jagger basically called her up on the fact that, like, are you and Daddy getting divorced? She wanted to talk to PK and be like, hey, I think it's time for us to just kind of, show the kids that we can be amicable, be somewhat friendly in this situation. But Dorit's like, he's been giving her airtime. Every time she messages him, he airs her. Don't reply. And so she said after messaging that, and a week goes by, she's like, really, PK? Like, nothing? And he was like, I was at a wedding. Talk to you later. Okay. And so then she was like, she's like, it's confusing the heck out of me, because, like, when did I become an enemy? You became the enemy, one, when he got sober. And two, he's making you the enemy because of a lot of PK in his frustrations and what the playback was. Dorit is not the same woman that I married. She's a little bit more high maintenance now. I.e., he needed more money to support you. But here's the thing that men do all the time that really bothers me. You understand the lifestyle that you are pretending to, say you can provide, or at least can provide, but then, once you can no longer maintain that, get pissed off at the woman still wanting, that lifestyle instead of you being honest. And also, a lot of you dudes will then do everything you can to upkeep a woman of a certain lifestyle, knowing that you really can't upkeep it. And then you want to blame her for the decision you made of getting with a woman that was out of your tax bracket. So I don't know if PK's in the phase of like, because when they got together, obviously she was younger than him, and he was the old man with money. But as he says, she got older, and then demands, because usually when you get older, you start demanding more things. But, yeah, I just think, she's like, we had this resentment towards each other. And now became the enemy because now PK's, obviously the situation that we hearing, he ain't got no money. Okay, the ducats is gone. The coinage is looking a little slim, okay? But yeah, Bose was just kind of like, girl, like, what's this supposed to mean? Like, what's this mean going forward? Well, fast forward in the episode, we're gonna tell you what it means. Okay, we'll get there. Bozoma, y'all, this scene with Bozoma, my spidey senses is tingling with Mr. Keeley, y'all. I'm sorry. And it was what Bozoma said that sent me off with just like a little my antennas my antennas is going off right now.
Where was your antennas?
So she is at the dinner with him, and the conversation, of course, is I've been loving to get to know you. Bose was like, okay, let's get into the fact about kids. Y'all, they're in the conversation of kids. She got her fibroids removed. And so she's like, I mean, if I'm going to be carrying them, I'm older, 49. And like with you, I would like, we're kind of going according to what your timeline is. What do you think it is, And he was like, well, do you think I'm wasting your time? I would not waste your time. It was just the little things he was saying during this episode that let me know he is a nigga, okay? Because the first thing he was like, I'm not going to waste your time, but I'm also not going to say I'm not going to waste your time. And I was like, wait a minute, not, that's a double negative. He says, I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to waste your time. The nigga wants to waste your time. Is that not what he's saying, y'all? Am I tripping? So then after that, he starts, gassing her up, I just really love getting to know you, as far as our relationship. I just really appreciate that you let me be me. You don't put pressure or anything. And so Bose was sitting there nodding her head, but in the confessional was like, my timeline and his timeline is like, 3-6 months apart. Like, I'm up here, but, he back here. And she's telling herself, but like, that's okay because, we're still going in that direction. Okay, but Bozoma, if you want to have a kid, yes, the realistic part, like, if you're going to carry it, you need to do that now. Like, now. But if not, and y'all got the money to do surrogacy and things like that, you could also do that as well. But the way that Mr. Keeley was talking to me, you don't put pressure or anything, you let me be me. And then, at the end when she was like, how do you say it? He was like, and he said it, and then it just made me like, he was like, yo, so that's what he said. He said, oh, she's like, it's just been so great getting to know you, And he was like, yeah, I've just been so, I thank God every day, she's like, oh, you thank him for what? And he was like, I thank him that, I get to have this experience with you, I get to experience you. And I said, And when people start to learn when you get older, if there's anything that these niggas love to do, is it have an experience with women to just suck the living daylight's energy out of them. Energy, money, care, love, time. He's thankful he's getting to experience Bose. And Bose with that, we're in our love bubble. For those who watch Real Housewives of the franchise, who else, was in a love bubble? Don't burst my love bubble. Okay, this is my love bubble with Louis. Okay, y'all should have had it by now. If Louis, my love bubble. And then we all know Louis a scammer, okay? I'm sorry, y'all. Keely's just giving me low-key scammer vibes. That's just my opinion. But I digress. Bozoma, you happy right now? You in your love bubble? I'ma let you be, all right? And then he gonna toast at the end and talking about, she was like, oh, you think God every day? He was like, yeah. But even if I didn't think it, like, I would still say it, i.e., bitch, I just be saying stuff even though that's not what I'm thinking. Like, he just be dropping, like, little, you gotta be listening to what these niggas be saying, you know? So after that, what happened after that? Sutton, Garcelle, Kyle, they're all getting ready to go to Augusta. They hop in the plane. But we do see that before Garcelle left, she kind of had a little conversation with Erica. Was like, yeah, girl, you know, we're getting ready to go to Augusta. And Erica was like, oh, okay. You know, and so obviously when Sutton and Erica really bonded, they bonded over the fact that they both were from the South. So, but Sutton and Erica, as Sutton said it later on, had this kind of push and pull relationship. So because of where they're at currently, and just with Sutton trying to make this like a small trip, that's why she didn't get invited, which we find out obviously when we get there. Which you know Sutton said, but nonetheless, the ladies make it to Augusta. Home is beautiful. When I tell you it's a beautiful home, but y'all, I'm pretty sure that bitch used to be a slave home. That is giving plantation vibes. Back in the time, in the days, big masters homes had columns in the front. That house got some big ass columns. And then think about it, you guys, with the two houses in the back. It's giving master's house, slaves in the back. That's all I'm saying. And then the way that Miss Sutton, Miss Reba, okay, Miss Reba, the way she was acting, because she said, I don't know if y'all caught it, that she was the one that found the house. She said, like, oh, I showed Sutton the house. She said, I found it and showed Sutton. So I'm gonna say, but the house is still beautiful though, but you know, I peeped it. The house is still beautiful, give real, you know, old world country bougie. And the mama comes in and she says hi to Garcelle. And Sutton's just, you can just over there just awkward, you know. Then she says hi to Kyle. She says Kyle is pretty. Garcelle was like, well, I guess F me then, shoot. And so Garcelle comes back with a gift. And she gives this lady a scarf. And like when she gave it to her to open it, she was like, oh, what is it? She was like, well, you gotta open it. She was like, I just want you to tell me. Like, she's at that age where what I said is what I said. What I said is what I said. And so, yeah, she pulls it out and it's like, a scarf? And Garcelle's like, yeah. I mean, I get it. You know, the South, you have a little scarf, usually kind of is like a little shoulder cover. But at that age, you probably would have been better off getting her like a knit blanket, you know, to hang over the couch for her to snuggle up with her old decrepit man in, okay? But nonetheless, they go out to the back and, you know, see everything is super pretty. The house, like I said, is still beautiful, but Sutton is so awkward around her mom. You know, Garcelle's trying to make conversation, you know, oh my God, I love your grandkids. She's like, they're so nice. And she's like, but yeah, James is weird. Okay then, well, I guess just F your grandson then, he weird, alright. His son's like, but he's the cool one at school. Yes, because weird is cool. Weird is cool. Being different is cool, okay? And so Garcelle tried to lighten mood, was like, well, you know, I got a weird one too. And she was like, yeah, I know. I said, I was like, okay, Reba, damn.
Oh, damn.
So I guess Reba was either shown or watched the show. I don't know. But the way she said, yeah, I know, like, okay then. Kyle's over there awkward as hell too. So they end up going out to eat, and Sutton kind of reveals, like, you know, one thing that she's missing from her mother is the emotional connection. And it's very hard for her to constantly hear her mom be like, oh, well, did you see Christian did this? You said he did this. And like, how are you still bigging up a man? And then when I tell you I'm divorcing him, her first thought is, well, who gonna pay for me? Like, how am I gonna make it? And so she's like, I just feel like my mother is incapable of emotions. Yeah, it's giving that. Sutton, I think I'm going to take a guess and also saying that a part of why her mother does not have emotions is because she had to shut them bitches off early. Because from the sounds of it, Sutton, your daddy was an asshole, and she was dealing with a very domestic, we'll just call it, relationship. Because the fact that your mama said your daddy, she's mad, or she's not mad or sad that your daddy offed himself. She said, I don't miss him. She said, I don't miss that nigga. No, Sutton was so shocked. She said, I don't miss him. I think she was dealing with a very, toxic man. And when you're in those relationships, shutting down your emotions is the way that you survive. And unfortunately, you're dealing with like the remnants of that, Not to mention what your mother probably dealt with growing up. Like, people shut down emotions for a whole bunch of different reasons. And she very clearly was hard on you growing up, but also she's still a lot of in that old, patriarchal, thought process that the man is all this, and so with you leaving him, that still don't matter to being like the man, plus she also sees him as probably being the one financing your lifestyle. Like, she views like, yeah, you may be the one to pay for it, but shit is still coming from Christian. But Miss Mama Sutton did her due diligence and her part with Christian making the money, so that's her money, Reba. That's taking care of you. But yeah, Garcelle and Kyle, just kind of are there for Sutton. And so she is hoping to possibly have a conversation with her, especially after the fact that when Sutton opened up her store, she kind of was just like, it's cool. It's just like, dang, can I get I'm proud of you. You did so well. You overcome. Nothing. Sutton was crying and her mama was like, okay, carry on. I would get it. But Sutton, here's one thing you also have to learn. Stop putting expectations on people. When you expect yourself out of other people, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Therapy 101. That's what that is. And you keep looking, you're setting your mom up for her to come through in these moments, for you. But then when she acts the way she acts, you're disappointed. Stop doing that, Sutton. Your mama is who she is. She's a old bougie white bitch. That's what it is. So from one old bougie white bitch to another, let's get over to Kathy in the last scene. Kathy has the ladies over for a little tea party. Bozoma came in looking like a good old beautiful orange moth floating in. When I tell you, if there's anything Bozoma gonna do, it is make an entrance. Dorit came in first. Erica, actually, I really enjoyed Erica's look too. Kathy, she come in and, takes them out back and, they get to the shits. All right. First things first. Bozoma kind of, I appreciate that Bozoma doesn't express a very, shy or, submissive personality to Kathy, because a lot of times I'm sure Kathy deals with people all the time kind of like shrinking themselves, and Bozoma don't do that. She ain't scared to speak to Kathy, just plainly. So she let her know, your sister, I kind of get a cold energy from her. Maybe there's some insight you could give me as to what can make our relationship better, and Kathy basically just said, Kyle, she's going through a lot right now, because Dorit's like, shoot, I don't even know what's going on with Kyle myself, and so she asked basically Kathy, does she know what's going on with her and Mauricio, and does she ask, and she was like, I just really kind of tiptoe with Kyle, because if you push too much, she gonna shut down on you. We've obviously seen that from Kyle. She's good for a quick shutdown and walk out. So actually addressing her head on with the issues that she's probably dealing with right now ain't gonna work. But Bozoma also can recognize that, and I also think too, Bozema's still kind of annoyed and pissed off that Kyle felt like she didn't need to apologize for walking out of her motherfucking house after with that nice ass robe and shoes on that was personalized, bitch. Okay? Like, I'm sure Boz was feeling like, why can't I get an apology? But Kyle's in her feels because Bozoma and Dorit right now, is giving twin. Where have you been? Okay? And so that's why I feel like Kyle is being hella passive aggressive to Bozoma, and she's catching it. But after that, Kathy, I asked about Dorit and was like, girl, what's going on with you? And Dorit said plainly, girl, my life is shitty. It's getting real shitty right now because I basically just got a 7-page email from, PK running the gamut down of what to expect. Girl, you about to have to pay for the house. You about to be in charge of the kids. He said, PK basically let Dorit know you about to be in charge of the girls, okay? And Erica said, ooh. And so, Kathy always does this thing where she wants to be, she want to take her little jabs at the dudes. And so she called PK PJ on purpose. She knew what she was doing. That Erica was like PJ or like PK. She was like PK PJ, whatever that nigga name is. Like, she was just trying to be there for Dorit. Kathy be playing dumb. But then after that, she was like, well, because Dorit's thing is like, I'm trying to be his friend. Like, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know this person. And so she's like, well, Kathy asked, well, where he's, y'all's relationship, like, well, he's a good dad, right? When I tell you, Dorit said, no.
Boom.
Yeah. And the way Erica, y'all will see Erica kind of closed her eyes and went, because Erica knows with the fact that Dorit said that, Erica is realizing, oh, shit's getting started, because she said it on camera. So it's like, oh shit, the floodgates have officially opened. Now that Dorit got that email, Dorit said, all right, I'm not protecting you no more. And Kathy said, well, I wasn't expecting you to say that. She was like, normally I wouldn't have, but I'm gonna be honest, he's not the most hands-on dad. Clearly, the man's gone literally 9 out of the 12 months, 6 out of the 12 months of the year. And when most men come back from home from being away, being with the kids is the last thing them niggas do. If we really want to be real about it. And Dorit kind of spoke about how she's, as most women do, Erica said, she's like, I get it. Like, you try to protect them. You don't want to make them look bad. Hell, Erica was finishing Dorit's sentences before she could, because Erica knows. When Dorit brought up the fact that she was like, there's this law in California. Erica said, bitch, 10 years, if you make it 10 years, you're going to get 50%. She already knows this because she literally just went through this shit with her divorce with Mr. Girardi that stole money from the burn victims. So she knew it, like, yep, 50%, take half. When I tell you, Bozoma's reaction was like, bitch. No, really, bitch? Like, I know he not finna try to do you like this. Yes. It's so funny how men always constantly talk about how much, women are the nurturers and providers, and that's y'all's job. That's what y'all are good at. That's where your value is. But when it comes time to pay what that value really is, y'all sure don't want to do it. Y'all show just how much y'all don't value those things that y'all claim so much that y'all love about women and what we're here for. Y'all never want to pay the real cost. Okay? Because having a woman is, shout out to Erica De Niro, a mattress made a mule, and all of that in one. They don't really want to pay the value for it. So now here we are in a divorce. They want to give you skints, okay? They want to give you zero zilch. But then also, outside of just alimony, the child support part of it. They don't want to show up financially for the kids. And so for PK to be giving her, you have to be in charge of the house. You have to be in charge of the kids. One thing I've definitely learned also from watching Iyanla Vanzant a long time ago, I don't know if y'all remember when, was it Lyra Galore's sister? The one, she was on there and she basically was like, he keeps dragging her to court. I think her name is Lisa. And he keeps dragging her to court for the support over the kids. And so she was like, Iyanla was like, give them to him. And she was like, no, she was like, give them to him because at the end of the day, his money goes longer than yours. And most times the men don't want the kids. So give him the kids. Do it, and best believe you'll get them hoes back. But in this situation, you know, it's about to get ugly. It's about to get sticky. And Erica knew. She said, I ain't even gonna front you, Dorit. You need to get prepared. You need to understand that that is not your husband, your friend, your partner, no nothing. If I'm gonna be a real bitch to you and your real friend to keep it honest, I'm about to let you know you are in for war. You know, this is no. And Kathy was like, "What's like? Why does he do this? I thought it was just separation." And I think Dorit really thought that's what. I think that's what the original plan was. They agreed we're going to separate. You know, work on our own things individually, come back together. I think that's what the initial idea was. But PK has now separated and is now realizing he don't want to, you know, get back with you, Dorit. And Erica had to plainly put it because Dorit's like, well, what if I, you know, I'm not sure. And Erica let her know plainly, bitch, he don't want you. Like, she was like, from what you told me today, you're getting a divorce. And Erica plainly asked, like, what are you waiting for? She was like, I get it, you know, because I was paralyzed by fear, which a lot of women are. The decision to start that war, especially if you're going up against a man with money. You know, Erica, she admitted, waited to the last minute. As in, when Tom Girardi failed, now that's when I filed divorce. And so now it looks so coincidental that, oh, the minute he's, you know, falling down, now you want to divorce him. And it's like, Erica probably been wanting to leave that man, you know, but knew what was ahead of her and was paralyzed by fear. And a lot of it too is like once you start, you know it is getting ugly. And Dorit said in her confessional, like she was like, if he wants to go to war, I'm gonna go there, and it's gonna be hard to take me out of it. And so the episode ends. Basically, Bozoma was like, bitch, ooh, here we go. So yeah, you guys, that was Housewives of Beverly Hills. Y'all jump out in the comments and let me know what you feel about the episode. You know, Sutton been telling you to read, you know, girl, I can help you. You know, I'll help. If you need me, call me. Cause she been through this. You know, she gonna have the forensic people all up in PK's money situation. Cause from the sound of it, he probably got some shit offshore. The fact that he behind months on that rent and everything. Where that money going? But yeah, do you guys feel like Sutton needs to, you know, let the relationship with her mama slide? What do you guys feel about Dorit and PK trying to hit her before the 10-year lick? Y'all feel like that's messed up? I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. I'll catch y'all hoes later. Deuces.